What's going on, guys? Yes, we're checking out Infamous Second Son. The game's live on the PlayStation Store on PlayStation Plus now. Definitely check them out. This one, I've played it before. I had it when it very first came out. I completed it and I haven't played it since, so it's going to be awesome to get back into it. Now, this is the first little bit when you first started off. It looks a little bit random, I know. Basically, it's a little mini part of the game, like little side missions. You do these little spray painty bits. It actually uses the controller like a spray paint can. It makes you hold it sideways, shake it up and down, and then kind of move it around, holding the trigger to spray paint stuff. It's pretty cool the way that it works. But the main part of the game when it gets into it is awesome. You're a superhero, you get loads of powers. It kind of changes. It's really random, but it's awesome at the same time. And there's two different routes that you can go down, good or evil. The first time I played through the game, I went down the good route, so to be able to go through the whole game again and go down the evil route just to see how it works out is going to be awesome. I am going to skip the cutscenes though, so you're not going to get too bored. The first cutscene does last a couple of minutes, but basically you have to find your way out of the fishery, and you have to just sort of head to the other side of the island. It's sort of the tutorial kind of bit where you just sort of get into grips with the controls. So at the moment when you first start the game, you don't have any superpowers. It's just sort of running, jumping. Now, it is an open world game. The only thing for me that lets the game down is you can't drive cars on it. It's just the one thing that I was really gutted about. You can explore all sorts with the superpowers, being able to just, well, you'll see it in a little bit and you can check it out yourself. But all the superpowers make the game awesome. It's just the cars and trucks and everything that are weaponized driving around, and you can't use them at all. You can kind of blow them up and destroy them, but you can't get in them, and that is the only thing for me that let the game down. Trying to remember the controls. Right, I know we need to head up this white bit. Ah, there we go, jump to the side. Yeah, it's the only thing that lets it down for me, but the game's well worth downloading. It's the first PS4 game for me that really stood out, and I couldn't wait to play it. The graphics on it are awesome, and if you play it on a PS4 Pro, it's full HDR, 4K, everything. It's amazing. I'm just playing it on a standard PS4 at the moment to do the PlayStation Plus recording. Which way do we go? I can't remember. Return to shore. Ah, that's another thing as well. I don't think you can swim at all in the game, and again there's boats and stuff. That's just another thing that does kind of let the game down, but the story for it is amazing. Right, so it's going to make us go the long way around. The first missions are usually a little bit boring, a little bit tedious, but it just kind of gets you to grips with the game. And every time I do these gameplays for the PS Plus games, I like doing it from the start just so you guys can kind of see what it's like when you very first jump onto the game. So I'm just going to do the first mission or so and see how we get on. I'm not too sure how long the video is going to be, probably 5-10 minutes. We'll see how it is. Right, so we go along here and then we should be at the main part. I don't think there's any other really long cutscenes. The mission ones I might keep on depending how long they are. I'm not too sure yet. But let's get up here, head inside and see what's next, because I can't remember. I think this might be where we get our first superpower. I'm not too sure. Oh, who's this dude? I can't remember. I think it's your brother or cousin or something. I'm not too sure. But he's also the sheriff, which makes it a little bit funny. Right, so wait for him to finish talking with us. The cutscene's not too long, so I'm not going to skip this one. I don't think it's too long anyway. We're getting told off. We are in trouble. You are grounded. You are not playing on your PlayStation or your Xbox for a week. How dare you walk around with that red hat on? Sorry, just getting a little bit carried away talking to myself. Oh, look over there. Right, these trucks, these are the ones that, the bad guys in it, which everyone thinks that you are because you've got the powers. They're called conduits. They're just people that have got these magic powers where you can do really crazy stuff. The first one, if I remember rightly, is to do with fire. I know you can sort of destroy stuff and it explodes in fire and you can travel through it and smoke and stuff. It's pretty good. That's the only power that I'm going to tell you guys about because there's quite a few. and some of them are really, really amazing, but you are going to have to check out the game properly yourself to find out. Who's this guy? I'm not too sure, but he has no hair and he is full of tattoos, and he's beating us up. But again, the cutscenes aren't too long at this point. There's sort of the mini ones, so I'll keep them in so you guys can sort of see it. Ah, there you go. The first superpower you see in the game, and we have caught it. It is kind of how it works. You meet characters that have got powers, and you sort of get their powers as well. The further you get into the game, the more you get, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want. There is an upgrade system as well. When you get certain points, your XP, you get unlockables. Well, I say unlockables, you can kind of gain extra powers and upgrade your powers and stuff, and you can kind of go along the good or evil side. So you can, where there's enemies, you can kind of pick whether you want to subdue them to knock them out or literally just murder them. But when you first get your powers, as you can see at the moment, I'm not really controlling it. It's just kind of do it all itself, and it's just sort of showing you one of the things that you can do, but it doesn't let you control it. It's just all out of the place. Everything's everywhere. And then you kind of get to grips, and then it lets you use the power yourself. So at the moment, you can kind of see it gives you this sort of boost thing where you turn invisible and turn into smoke, which is pretty cool because it lets you pass through stuff where you think that you might have blocked and you can't get any further. So this bush here, if we press the button, which at the moment it's not letting us do, let's turn around and try it again. I am pressing it, so you need to wait for it to pop up on the screen. So every time you sort of see something like this and you wait, as if it's like a mesh fence or a bush, you press circle and you can sort of speed through it, which is pretty cool. And as you saw, that guy then, he's got the same power and he sort of boosted a truck up into the air. That's what I mean by you can destroy vehicles using your powers, but you can't get in them, which is really unfortunate. Let's speak to our brother. I think it's our brother anyway. Another little speaky bit. Oh, help me, I'm going to help you. Right. It does utilise the touchpad though as well, which is pretty good. And like I say, the DualShock 4 for the spray painting and stuff is also pretty cool. And like I say, there's the second bit of the power. We kind of launched the truck off. Oh no, I'm one of them. I am so evil. I just threw a truck and saved your life, so I will give you a cuddle. No, you are my brother. I don't think this is a really long cutscene, but we'll leave it anyway. Try and get to the end of the mission, or at least towards the end of it. I'm not going to do any major spoiler. Like I said, I've told you a little bit about the game. The first mission, like I say, is kind of just to get you used to the game, how it works. So we'll kind of get to a point and then we'll stop it and you guys can carry it on yourself. This game, is it worth downloading? Definitely. It's an awesome game. When it first came out, like I say, it was one that I couldn't wait to play on. One of the first major AAA titles that utilised the PS4 graphics, and it was PS4 exclusive. It wasn't on PS3 either. Right, it's not letting me sprint either. I'm not too sure if you can sprint in the game or whether you constantly have to use your boosts and your powers and stuff. I can't remember. Like I say, it's been quite a long time since I played it. Come on, give me the option so I can speed through the gate and save the day. There we go. The only thing is, like I say, because I've not played it in quite a while, I can't remember exactly what we need to do. Right, so we can't open the gate, so let's see where we need to go. I know these grids, you use your boosts and you kind of go through them, which is pretty cool. The map on this as well is quite big. Now, if you played Infamous First Light, I know that was on PS Plus quite a while ago. The size of the map on that one, this is about 10 times the size, if not bigger. And obviously if you did play that game, I'm not going to do any spoilers in case you haven't, but you can kind of guess maybe one of the other powers that you might get at some point during the game. Ooh, we've burnt ourselves. Ow. Right, come on, let me get onto it so we can go to the next bit. Oh look, a weapon. I can't remember whether you get new weapons in the game either. I know this is the first one that you get. It kind of, as you can see, it destroys it using fire and just explodes things out of the way. But it's pretty cool. Like I say, the graphics on it are amazing, and like it's not even just that it's a decent graphic game, the story